Hello, this is some more SQL examples for our database coding class. I want to show you, some examples to make it easier for you on how things work. So here on the left side, you see it says master. This is the database that's selected. So if you want to use a different database, so let's say we want to use the class database, you would have to use the use statement. So here we would uncheck this. I would highlight it. So when you highlight something and click execute, it will only execute whatever you highlight. So I click execute, and then it uses the class database. So you see that it changed this to the class database. Another thing that we could use is just you could select here whichever database you want to use. Let's say we want to use the model database or the book list racer database or the class database. So you could select from this drop down what database to use. But a good thing to use is you could just say what I stated right there. Um, you could also create tables like this. So you could highlight the tables that you want to create on the specific database. So you would do that. So for example, let me use an example that we want to create more records to the class list database, right? So we would, um, I guess I could copy this, right? And then add additional records. And by the way, that was in your homework assignment. Uh, so let's say 700, 800, 900, um, Jonah Smiles, um, Thomas Mercer, um, Lori Secure. Um, so gender is female here. This one here is male and male. So I want to insert this values right uh, into the class list table in the class database. So I would highlight this and then I would execute. Since it's in class database, I could execute it and it will add it into there. So you see, first of all, we want to see, well, you see, I don't have any tables created there. So it's saying, hey, you can't do this because you don't have the table created. So I'll highlight the table to create the table, execute. There's no error here. So then I could click this right here, which is to refresh. I refresh the database. I look into the class database and then I see the table there. So I could insert this values and you see that those values are inserted. Now, if you want to see what you have in those values, you have to use a select. So let's use select class list, execute, and those are the names that are in there. So then if I want to add this additional uh, records into that table, I would highlight them and execute, and I added those, and then I could check with the select star from class list, and we get a list of all of the additional uh, classmates in the list, right? So here here it talks about the where statement, where gender equals F. So here, this would be everyone in the class that is a female. And then here it gives you the names of all the people in the class that are females. So those are things you could do. So you could highlight, you could actually do the whole, you could do the whole script, right, from scratch. So let's say I want to delete this class database. I do a right mouse click and then I say delete. It's going to say, okay, are you sure you want to delete? Yes. And I do close existing connections just in case if there's any open connections. You shouldn't have any, but I just do it anyways. And then it deletes it, and you can see there's no classless database anymore. So here, I'm going to say use class database. So I will run the whole script. So to run the whole script, all I have to do is just hit execute without highlighting anything. Okay, so here it will create database class database and then use database um, that there. So let me check here. Here it says the class database that does not exist. Um, so I'll highlight this and I'll hit execute. So this created the class database, and then we could say use class database, and then there it changes everything. Let's so we just ran this things out, commented them out, and I'll execute the remainder, and it ran everything else in here, as you could see. So there's different ways to go about this. So just uh, see what I did there. So you could select here, you could use the use statement, you could highlight specific things that you want to do with for the database. You could also create a new query. So you see this is empty, and I could just say select star from class list, right? And actually tells you everything that's in there. And I say execute, and then it will show the class list right here. Um, so keep this in mind while you're doing your homework. This way will make it easier for you to operate um, the Management Studio. Thanks a lot. Don't hesitate to give me a call. You could contact me by email. You could text me by phone, call me by phone, uh, and that way I could help you get through this. Thank you and have a great day.